Hi folks, it's Emp here, and I'm going to be walking through with you today our waste footprint calculator on our website. The purpose of this tool is to give better insight for brands, businesses, and communities on their waste that they're generating and putting in the world. I'm going to break down step by step how the tool works for each of those segments, and we're going to timestamp the video so you can select whichever one applies to you. When we go onto the website, we go to the resources section, and you'll see the footprint calculator. For all of our calculations, we only require 3 data inputs. Those data inputs are queried against our data sets. They include our recycling and waste database with all the drop-off points and municipal recycling programs in different jurisdictions. Also client data that we're working with, understanding the waste that they produce can help give an idea on what you produce too, if you're in the same sector. So let's dive into the brands and retailers. First question is, what is your packaging? As you can see here, we've got 20 options to select from. Now we do have over 2,000 different waste types, but for the purposes of this, and to keep it simple, we've narrowed it down to 20. These are the more common packaging types that you see on the market. We're going to go with an aluminium can. Let's assume the annual sales volume, so this is the unit sold, is 1 million cans are sold per year. And we're going to assume the United States is the market of interest for the time being. So we're going to put in our further details, and we simply submit the report to our inbox. The report usually takes a couple of minutes, so sit back, grab a cup of tea quick, and it'll be generated and in your inbox, ready to show you the results. As you can see on my screen, the email is now my inbox. We've got here all of the input fields that you put into the form, and a quick link there to get your results ready to go. You've got your input data. These are basically the variables that we've asked you to put in to get the report. We then look through our tooling by querying our databases of our clients and of our waste and recycling information to then get a true recyclability rate of the markets that are sold into. We factor in the municipal recycling programs, the material loss, the MRF, the loss of collection, using data from the industry based on the existing waste infrastructure of the United States. We've also done calculations on the amount of waste generated annually, the amount of recyclable waste generated based on those markets, and the number of municipalities that accept those waste types. One thing to note is the number of municipalities that accept a given waste type is lower than you probably expect. The reason for that is because there are a lot of municipalities in the US that don't have an official waste program, so they're not calculated in our metrics. We've also got a section below that talks about the annual time saving that you could have by using Scrapp and our software. We talk about the time saved in managing specification data, handling of recycling related questions from your customers, and getting true waste certified support to help you move forward your zero waste initiatives. And lastly is our partnership with Plastic Bank. We take a range of different assumptions when we look at how many plastic bottles that you could remove by our partnership with Plastic Bank, whether that's individuals scanning your product to learn how to dispose of it properly through the Scrapp mobile app, or whether that's you joining onto our offset program so you can offset the remaining amount of landfill waste that you produce every year with plastic credits. Once you've looked at the report, you've understood some of the data, the next step is for you to click on the link or scan the QR code at the bottom of the page. That's then going to take you to book in a call with a member of the team to take a deeper dive into your results and how we can start helping you today. This is the waste footprint calculator for businesses. I'm going to walk through now the 3 data points that we need from you to then make these calculations, where we query our databases from our industry averages as well as our client information to understand what your waste footprint is. Don't worry, we share no specific client information. All information we take is averages across different sectors that we work with. So input number 1, what is the building type? As you can see here, we've got a small selection to choose from. For the purposes of this exercise, we're going to go for a pretty common office building. Now, let's just say that you're a property manager and you've got a few of these office buildings around the country. We're going to say that you've got 10 office buildings, and these are assuming full-scale office buildings, where you're looking at more than 7 floors. And we're going to assume that we're based in the United States. Once you complete the form, you then submit, and then in a few minutes, we're going to get the report sent to our inbox. I've got my email, and as you can see, the inputs into the original form is there. along with a link to get my results. Once I click on that link, it's then going to open up into a report. And in that report, we're going to see all of the insights around your waste footprint. So to go from top to bottom, we've got the input data, building type, number of buildings, business location, and then looking at the waste footprint. So as mentioned before, this is taking industry average data along with some of our client information to estimate the landfill waste that's generated by your business, the estimated recycling waste generated by your business, the estimated food waste generated by your business, particularly important for a lot of new legislation coming out in the UK and in the US. An annual cost of running your waste program as well. Again, these are all calculations that we've done through real client data that we're working with. To build on that, the annual time savings by using Scrapp, whether that's time saved from managing the waste program, time spent analyzing waste and procurement data to hit your waste reduction initiatives, or getting true certified support to help you on your zero waste journey. And lastly, we have our Plastic Bank partnership, where we look at offsetting the waste generated from organizations that we work with through plastic credits. Once you've digested all of that information, the next step is to then book in a time with the team by either clicking the link below or scanning the QR code. To discuss your results in more detail, they're going to offer you new insights and strategies to help you hit your waste reduction targets and explore what other savings that Scrapp can have by working with you. This is the Waste Footprint Calculator for communities. We're going to ask for 3 inputs for the form. We're then going to take those inputs and query them against our client data sets, along with our industry average data sets that we have on file. That's then going to generate a calculation that's then going to help inform your estimated waste footprint and give you some valuable insights in understanding how much you're putting out into the world through your community. Question number 1, what is your type of community? As you'll see from the drop down, we have a small selection here. To keep it simple, we're going to stick with the municipality and local authority. How many members are in your community? We like to say round it to the nearest 1,000, especially considering by the end of the year you might have an influx, so make sure that you do account for that growth as well. We're going to say for this one, 500,000. We're going to assume the community is based in the United States, and once it's ready, submit for review. As you can see, the report is now in my inbox. You can see all of the inputs from the form that we made on the website. One thing to note for anyone using a touchpad is sometimes when you type in the number of members and you move your mouse pad, it scrolls through the ticker, but that does mean that you're going to get a slight variation. So just be careful when you do submit and make sure that it is the rounded 1,000 number. It doesn't matter too much in the calculation, but to keep it consistent, we always say try to round to the nearest 1,000. So we've got your input data. Those are the inputs that we put through the form. And then we've got the waste footprint of the community. Now this is done through the industry averages as well as our client data. And we can estimate the amount of waste generated by the community, the amount of recyclable waste generated, the average contamination rate based on your location, and the estimated cost of running your waste program. These are all real costs that we have for clients. On top of that, we've included the annual time saving that you can have working with Scrapp. That's managing your waste program, handling recycling related queries, and getting specialist, true certified support to better move your zero waste initiatives forward. On top of that, we've got the Plastic Bank partnership where we're able to offset every scan and search done through Scrapp's platform by the community. So every time they're getting educated on what to do with their waste, we are removing 1 plastic bottle from nature on their behalf. If you're looking at understanding more about your waste footprint and how you can reduce it, click on the link or scan the QR codes to book a call in with the team. We're going to take a 30-minute deep dive into your waste program and share insights on how we can help you hit your zero waste goals. Thank you for listening on how to use our waste footprint calculator. Whether you're a business, brand, or community, we're really excited to be helping you reduce your impact with better data on your waste programs. If you do have any questions, please reach out to the team. We'll be more than happy to help you get better insight on your waste reduction goals.